This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Fine. Yeah, yesterday while we discussed about that LOD functions and how we can calculate the percentage of total some example, I found that how the order of execution, I found one of the document from Tableau. It's like it's very much clear to understand it. So that's why I would like to share with you guys this. So Tableau order of operations. Just go through this. So how the order would be, order of execution is extract filter, data source level filter, context filter, dimension filter, measure filter, and table calculations. And table calculation. So the percentage of total, if you go for calculate using the table calculation, how would be the results? And when you go for calculate using the fixed calculation, how would be the results? The difference they are explaining here very clearly. Okay, the order of execution is right. So extract filter, data source level filter, context filter, dimension filter, measure filter, and table calculation. So the fixed LOD, where it executing next to the context filter, right? Let's go for see the example. So try to understand example one. Convert a dimension filter to the context filter. Yeah, it's related. First one related to the context filter. Okay, leave it. I will explain you that one as well. Okay. Next we can go with example 2. Yeah, convert the table calculation to fixed level of detail expression. So whereas if we have the table calculation, that's we are converting into the fixed level of calculation. Why we are converting it, what is the difference you are finding, you can see that. Example, the view contains dimension filter table calculation. Apply dimension filter before executing the table calculation. The view contains a dimension filter and table calculation. Tableau apply the dimension filter. Tableau apply the dimension filter before executing the table calculation. The dimension filter can be executed first in the order of execution before the table calculation, right? Yeah, it will execute first. So that's why to invert that order of the operation, use the fixed level of detail expression instead of table calculation. Okay, why we are doing it, you can see the example below. So just you are taking that subcategory and sales, subcategory into rows, sales into the columns, subcategory into the rows, sales into the columns. Okay, on top of the sales we are calculating the percentage of total. Let me take the same example here to explain you the. See, we are taking subcategory and sales, subcategory and sales. Okay, can you put it in descending order and bring that values like this? Okay, so what they are doing is they are calculating percentage of total on the sum of sales. Okay, percentage of total in the sum of sales. How we can get that calculate percentage of total using the table calculation? Go with this option and click table calculation, percentage of total. Directly can get percentage of total. So can we see that the percentages of each one? The phone's percentage of contribution is 14.37, chairs contribution 14.30. Okay, storage's contribution 9.74, like this. The contribution of each and every subcategory in total 100%. In total 100%. What is the contribution of the each and every subcategory? Right? Same thing you are getting here. See that? 14.37, 14.30, 9.74. Are you getting the same values? Yes. Now, so what happening when I go for show filter on the subcategory? When I go for show filter on the subcategory, if I selected any one of the subcategory, if I uncheck any one of the subcategory, what happening? So let's go for show filter on the subcategory, show filter. Okay, if I go for uncheck this particular change, what happening? Automatically the 100% is contributed by the remaining all subcategories. The 100% is distributed by the remaining all subcategories, which are it is not part of that 100%. Shares is out of it. Remaining all sharing that 100%. That's why phone's value is increased 16.76, storage increased 11.3937 like that. Okay, when I go for uncheck the change. Okay, so why it's happening like this? The order of execution is saying that the order of execution, first it will go for execute the subcategory filter, then the table calculation is applying, then the table calculation is applying. That's why the values here which is changing. Okay, when I uncheck the change, the values, the different subcategories distributing that 100 percentage. Okay, in the first order subcategory will execute, later the table calculation will be calculated. That's why the values are distributing here. Avoiding this process, first I want to calculate this, then I want to apply this particular subcategory filter. So it's like Tableau suggesting that go for use the fixed calculation behalf of the table calculation. So what fixed calculation they are using here? Go for see that. So uncheck the chairs. Uh, they are getting that 16% now. Okay.
I
So
mean,
this is a 16.
Srinivas, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. So, can you repeat again what exactly is the purpose of this visualization you're showing? What we are trying to, I mean, keep even after removing one subcategory or like fixed, I mean, percentages. So, I mean, what is the objective?
Okay. Yeah. I'm coming explaining that again. So what is
No,
the
no,
order of here?
this I understood that table calculation, but in the graph, what we are trying to achieve, even after removing one subcategory, whether it changes or how to keep it fixed, something like that.
Yeah, it's like when you go for keep all subcategories, these are all subcategories sharing the 100 percentage
Yes,
of contribution.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Can you see that phones percentage 14.37?
yeah,
When I
yeah.
go for uncheck this particular any one of the subcategory, the
Chairs, okay, chairs, yeah,
value is
correct.
changing. Okay, because it is contributing the total remaining subcategories sharing that 100 percentage. When you go for uncheck the saves. Okay,
Yeah, correct,
remaining
Srinivas.
all
Yeah, correct.
subcategories sharing 100 percentage. That's why few values are increased here. So avoiding this, why it behaving like this is the order of execution. First, the subcategory will be execute first, then the table calculation on top of. Suppose if you uncheck the chairs, okay, in the order of first, which will be execute first, the subcategory, the filter execute first. So
Because it is
automatically,
dimension, because it is dimension
yeah,
filter, na?
because it's a dimension filter, table calculation is the last to execute it. It will be executed in the last of the order. So that's why what are the rest of the subcategories are there? Those are all sharing that 100 percentage other than chairs.
Correct, correct.
Avoiding this situation, we can go for more this particular table calculation. Behalf of the table calculation, we can write that fixed calculation, because the fixed
Okay,
calculation execute first, next only order of that, next after that fixed calculation only dimension filter can execute. Okay,
okay, okay,
the order
okay.
would be
Okay.
fixed is the first. That's why we are going to be write the fixed calculation. The difference
So
I am showing.
I mean, just one question, small doubt. So when we write the fixed calculation, the phones will again go back to this previous percentage, na? That's what you're saying. I mean, now if we remove chairs, phones percentage is changing. So if we write fixed, then will it phones
Yeah,
will it
if you
show
write the
the
fixed, it will show actual 14 point something, whatever the value is there, it will bring the same. It doesn't be changed.
okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay,
See,
okay. Thanks,
actually,
Srinivas. Understood, yeah,
actually,
understood. Yeah.
see, as I'm understanding, so if we select the dimension filter first, so the total sales is not taking since it is executing first. So if you fix that one, the total sales will take. The total sales will take. That is the correct. That's correct,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's we are explaining here 16 point where I am using the table calculations. It's 16.75 something when I check the chairs. But whereas if you go for write a fixed calculation, so the fixed calculation how we are writing, see here the formula also they are giving sum of sales divided by fixed sum of sales. Yesterday we have written same, right? Percentage of total calculation. This is the fixed calculation they are writing. Okay, let's go for see analysis. create calculated field. Go for put it here, sum of sales divided by sum of sales. Okay, in the fixed, the total value we can get the total sales value. Okay, here we have the sum of sales divided by sum of sales will be variant for the each and every subcategory. Okay, so let's go for get it apply. Okay, drag this into next to that columns, next to the sum of sales. So the difference you can identify it here. I can go for change it to that number format percentages, click OK. Okay, now can you see that this calculation, whereas I have that fixed calculation, that's I'm getting exactly 14.37. Even you we uncheck the change. If we go for check it, it will be the same value. It will be the same value. It doesn't be variant because it will be execute first. Calculation will get first. Then you can go for uncheck whatever the elements you wanted. Okay, I'm unchecking the bookkeeper, chairs, and copiers. Still, my phones is 14.37, but when I go for table calculation, you can observe that phones become the 19.36. Okay, that's why the suggestion is going to be, if you want to get this kind of scenario, put it the fixed calculation. Take it the fixed calculation, you can get that. Clear
Bro, here
this?
can we add the total to this two V's grand total so that we can check the percentage?
Here, if we go for answer analysis, show column grant,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
you can get it. Okay. So it is sharing 100%. This is 74% out of this four remaining all we are getting. Okay. Yeah, that's a good example. Actually, I found it somewhere yesterday. I'm searching for something else. I found this example. It was good. Just I want to share with you. Okay. The order why we need to move this table calculation to that it's like fixed calculation. Okay. So that is the example. And one more here we have one more example they given for that context filter. Okay, let's see this example as well, why we make the context filter. Okay, so see, converting the dimension filter to a context filter, converting a dimension filter to a context filter, why we are doing that. Okay, so the we've contain two dimension filters. One is that you create a general tab in filter dialog box, and another one is a top end tab. The problem is there, filters are executing simultaneously. Filters are executing simultaneously, whereas you would like to general filter to be applied before the top end filter. General filter you want to be applied before the top end filter, so that the top end filter can act on the result as a previous filters by the general filter. Previous filter by the general filter. Okay, top end filter can act on the result as the previous filtered by the general filter. The solution is to redefine one of the filter as a context filter, so that I clearly order the presenting is established. So nothing like that. Two filters are there. Generally, the two filters simultaneously they can run it. The execution will happen. The filters are execute simultaneously. Okay, simultaneously. So let me bring you that, and city and customer. Each city wise customers how we have. Let's go for take it this example. I am taking that my customer name, and again you can go for see that city. Okay, take it out, date, country, customer name. I can go for bring that city here. Okay, I want to go for only New York City, then filter on the city New York. Okay, apply. Okay, I have the customers of the New York City. These are all the customers of the New York City. So from this New York City, I want to get the top 10 customers. What generally we do that? Customer name, okay, filter, top by field, top 10 customers. I want to get it based on the sales, based on the sales. Okay. What is the general description they are saying is these two filters, which are the both are the general filters, those two can execute simultaneously. Those two execute simultaneously. One is for New York City, another one is the customer name. Okay, they can to execute simultaneously. We can get the data there. So in this case, we don't get the proper result in the output. We don't get the proper result in the output. Okay, so if we required top 10 customers, what we are getting only top 5 customers. Does we mention the top 5? Go for edit, filter, check it. 10. Top 10 we mentioned it, but we are getting only 5 customers. Which are the top 5 or not, we don't know that. Okay. So avoiding this situation, what we need to do is I need to get the top 10 customers from the city of New York. Top 10 customers of the city of New York, right? So avoiding the simultaneous situation, this situation, we need to push any one of the filter to this context. In the order of execution, I have put a city, New York City filter into context to execute first. Then the filter which we are getting the top 10 customers that get from context. It prefer the context and it will bring the visualization. Okay. So let's go for see make it as a context here. Add context. We can get the top 10 customers related to this. In the order, New York City will execute first and it will hold that New York City related data in temporary context means temporary space, right? And then related customers we can get into output. So that's the detailed explanation they are giving here why we need to move it in the context. Okay. So the New
Srinivas,
York,
here
yeah.
here city filter is executing before the top n, na? Top customers.
Yes, yes. City filter will execute first before the top
So
end.
context filter will always execute before top n.
Yeah,
Is it
see that
is it?
context filter will be the execute first next to the extract and data source. Context filter execute first. Okay. Later dimension filters. What are the top n or whatever we have it? Those are also you can see in the order of execution on top where we have the top n. Here I have the top n. Okay. Next to the
Yeah.
context filter. Next to the context filter, the top n will be execute. Okay. So that's why we are moving that particular city filter the context and we are getting remaining here. Okay. Is it clear? Any question?
Yeah. Just another basic question. So, if anybody asks in interview or any interview, like how do you define context filter? So, what to tell? I mean, so just we add it to context and it becomes context filter.
Actually, this we discussed yesterday session. Rajiv. Context filter
Okay.
means it's a we are going to define that making the context filter. Tableau will create a temporary space and it will load the data into it. And the filter in the order which we filters which we have in the next to that, those can be hit the context filter reference and we get the related data into visualization. So that's a context means, okay, which can be executed in the art of execution. Third step that was in after extract the data source level filter, context will really execute. Okay. In yesterday day before yesterday session, I think especially I can go for take it as a context filter session. How it will work with example.
Yeah, actually, I
See,
was
this
absent
is
that day.
also one more
Online.
example why we are making context. So this is the example for context filter. Okay, why you require the context filter is so I am not getting proper result here. I'm not getting proper if I don't mention that context filter, clear filter, control Z. So I don't mention uncheck that context filter, remove from context. So I'm expecting my top 10 customers from the New York, but I'm getting only 5 customers. Okay, those are top 5 or not, I'm not sure that. So why it's not getting is when you mention the two filters, the filters can execute simultaneously. so we don't get proper results. That's why we are moving that New York City into the context mode. The city first execute first, and city related data we can get it. So when you go for make it as a, and the other filters, the thing clearly saying that other filters can be execute later the context. 1 second. Okay, so excuse me. Yeah, you can go with this. The view contains the two-dimension filters. One that you create in general tab in the filter dialog box, and the other one is a top end tab. The problem here, these filters are executed simultaneously. Whereas you would like to general filters to be applied before the top end filter. If you want to apply the general filter to the before the top end filter, so that the top end filter can act on the top end filter can act on the result of the previous filter by the general filter. Okay, what are the filter if you want to general filter you want to execute first? On top of that results you want to apply the top end. The solution is to be redefine one of the filter as a context filter. The solution would be redefine one of the filter as a context filter, so that a clear order procedure in the establish. So that's why we are making that the New York City as a context filter. Here we are making as a context filter. Then we are getting to New York top end customers. Clear, Raju?
Yeah. Clear,
Uh,
Srinivas.
Bro, here suppose if you use New York like city is like so filter, then on so like next customer name is on top, and so at the time also we don't need to use this context filter, right?
1 second. 1 second. I didn't get your question. 1 minute. Yeah. What is the question?
If you use so filter as city
Okay.
and top end as customer, at the time I think we will get all 10 customers.
You want to make city as a show filter.
So filter, yeah,
Okay.
and customer top end,
And customers anyhow we have the top end.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So
without using
select.
context,
Sorry.
yeah, without using context, so can we see
Yeah.
the
You
results?
can
What?
go for uncheck this context. Remove context.
Yeah.
Okay. City and customers I have it. Sum of sales. Yeah. Here I think it's not clear. 1 minute. Let me bring that. So customer name we have it, and the city you have it here. Okay.
Okay.
And
City. So good.
want to apply the top 10 here, right?
Yes.
By field top 10 sum of sales. Click OK. So what happening here? See that, observe that. maybe you can go for see that in this particular city they don't have much customers. Maybe one customer, two customers are there. So all the cities we are getting. Okay. So you want to see the top 10 customers on the city, right?
On the New York, yes, on the New York.
Let's go for New York. Okay. How many we are getting?
Only 5, yes, 6, 5.
And make it as a city as a context.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So when there are two filters, it is not working same
Yeah.
correctly.
And there are two filters. It's not working like it's like my dependency. The top 5 should be come from the particular city, right? So
Okay, okay.
then the city filter execute first.
Yeah,
From that
for
city related customers, we want to bring that, right? That's why we are making that city as a context.
yes, yes, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Mm, Clear? Yeah. This is the main as we can make it as a context filter and why we move that table calculation into the fixed calculation. Okay, very good example. So the scenarios you can explain it. So this is the way you can explain to the interviewer. He can get impressed. Okay, the guy have the subject. Okay, why don't we hire like they think like that? Okay, let's go for new sheet. So today, then later we can go for discuss about the table calculations. Okay, the table calculation is the last where we can go for order of execution. Table calculation will be placed in the last end of that execution, right? So subcategory wise sales I have it. Okay, subcategory wise sales I have it. Okay, and here you can go for create one more sales, duplicate it, duplicate field, and drag the sales as well into the columns. Okay, otherwise put it like this in text table. So we have the sales and sales copy. Sorry, copy of the sales field. Just make it as I want to make it as a running total, sales running total. Rename it to sales running totals. Okay, sales running totals. So running total means what? What is the running total actually? So what are the subcategories are there? So replace with the subcategories. What I will do is I can take the months. So better you can get understand very easily. Drag my year and take it as a month. Okay, make it as a month. So if running total means, so January 2018 data I have it, and February 2018, March 2018, April 2018, like this we have the order of the data. So when I say that running total, my February sales should be sum of the January and February. Okay, that's a running total. If we go with a March, sum of these 3 months, March, February, January, these 3 months sales will be sum of here. We can get as a running total and go on to that. Okay, all previous months data will be sum up for the current month. So if you take the February is the current month, sum of current and previous month data, we can get the running total. Okay, so same thing will go continuously until end of that particular table. Okay, so how we can get the running total? We have a function here, analysis, create calculated field. Okay, we have the function for running totals.
Srinivas, just one question. So
Yeah,
running
hello.
total understood. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So running total understood, but running average means it will calculate the average if suppose we are in the third position, third sales value.
Yeah, I
So it
will
will
explain that,
calculate the
Raju. Once I complete this, I will explain everything. We can go for discuss that. Okay. So can you see here? This is the January value, and February value. You can see that 18,757. February value is 18,757, right? So sum of these two values we can get it here. Okay, sum of these three values we can get it here. Sum of these four values we can get it here. Sum of these five values we can get it here. This is the running total. End of that window we can get it total 22,000, 22 lakhs 13,372. The total value we can get it. Okay, this is nothing but a running total. Running total is one of the table calculation. So we return that formula. What is the formula we return for here? A running sum. So note it down that function. A running sum in part of that sum of
sum
sales.
of sales.
Okay, running sum, running underscore sum of sales. Same thing we can do with the table calculation. Already running sum function is there here. You can go with the table calculations on top of this field. More options. Quick table calculation. Quick table calculation. Okay, in the quick table calculation, we have the option called as running total. Click on that. So same value you can get it. Same value you can get it. Okay, both work. Either you can write it your own running total and sum of sales, or you can go for use the quick table calculation. Okay, quick table calculation. And running average means what? Running average means what? So running average means, so let's go for take the average of these two. Average of these two. How much we can get it? 14. See 14
9,000 or something.
2 3 7 plus 4 5 20 equal to
Sub
18,757 divided
by
by
2.
2 months
2.
9378. Let's see that running average analysis. Create calculated field. Running underscore avg. Okay, running average, and in part of that sum of sales only. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, apply. Okay, drag this to here. 9378.
Yeah.
9378 we are getting same
Yeah.
option. So how many months you are going to take it? For February, average of these two. For March, average of these three. For April, average of previous all months. Okay,
Okay. 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 Got it.
sum of those month sales divided by number of months. Okay, we can get that average of sales. Say min and max. So what is the minimum and max? If you take it these two, so which is the minimum value for these two? We can get 4520 is the minimum value. We can get that is output. When you go with the March, so if I take it as a running min, what will be the minimum value?
4,523. 520.
4520 is the minimum value. Again, it will get the same results. If we go with the April, what is the minimum
Again
value?
same. Again same.
Again same. Again same. Until we can get the less than this one, which is the minimum value, that is will be repeated for all the datas. Okay. So max means max value. So that is the running totals, running sum, running mean, running max, or running average. Okay. So the running we are calculating from top to bottom, right? From we are starting here first record, and we are calculating to the until bottom of the table. The way of calculation we can call it as table down. Table down. The calculation we are doing it table down. Got my point? So each and every record we are checking, and we are going to the table down. So here you can observe that option. If you go for edit it, okay, if you go for edit it, edit table calculation. So table down, the calculation which we are doing, running total sum, table down. Okay, table down means the calculation will start from the first row of the table, and it will be continue for the end of the table. end of the table. Okay, that's we can call it as a table down. So how we can calculate this actually is main thing. So either you are calculating table down or table across. So here we have few types of calculation, table calculations. Let me show you that. So if I go for here, categories, subcategory wise sales, I have it. Okay, category, subcategory wise sales. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So here you can see that. Can you hear me? Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, Anna.
Yes,
Here you
yes.
can see that the table calculation, how we can calculate that. Different approaches. Let me bring one more field here, order date. Okay. So I want to calculate that difference, the sales difference. Okay. Suppose if you take the bookcases, okay, bookcases sales is growing year by year or not? Sales is growing year by year or not? And which year it was grown or which year it was declined? Can tell me that? Can anyone tell me that? It's like
To,
growing or
2019
not?
it
Yeah.
2019 it grew. 2020 it decreased again. 2021 it grew.
Yeah. How you are saying that?
By comparing 2018
Numbers.
with 1919. Yeah,
Yeah.
comparing year by
Comparing,
year.
you are
Comparison.
comparing with 2018 to 2019.
Yes.
Okay. 2019 to 2018, you are comparing. Value is higher. Then you are saying that growing. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, Anna.
Yeah. So that's why you are comparing. If you compare the data in the row wise from your for 2019, you are comparing 2018. 2020, you are comparing with 2018. 2021, you are comparing with 2020. If you do this type of comparison, comparing with the previous one, doing some calculation, that's we can call it as a table across. Table across, starting from here and on the same row itself you are comparing. That's we can say that the comparison table across, the calculation you can write it, that will be in the table across. Okay, that would be in the table across. Suppose the data would be like this. The data would be like this. So if I want to be compare my sales with the previous year, so how we can do that? 2019 to 2018, right? 2020 to 2020, again same, but it's a table down. Okay, if it is in the calculation we are comparing with the bottom values, so we can say the table down. Whereas if we go with compare the values in the same row itself, that's we can say that table
Table
across.
across.
Table across. Okay, if we
Uh, uh,
compare
uh,
in the same row itself, we can call it as table across. And the same column, if you compare it, that's we can call it as a table down. Got point?
I mean,
Yes,
Srinivas, just
Anna.
one question. So we are comparing here against years, but if we are trying to compare for the same year, bookcases with chairs, chairs with tables, can we do that? I mean, for the same year, bookcases
Yeah,
with
that's
chairs
what.
and
If you want to compare, yes, you can do that. Bookcases to chairs, furniture to chairs. If you want to compare, yes, you can do that. But we can call, if you
okay,
do that, that's we can call it as a table down. But
okay,
there is no business scenario. It's like you can compare if you want it, but that is no proper output. You don't get it right. Either you want to know that last year to this year how much bookcase is grown or not. You want to check it. Last year,
okay,
so same year, chairs how much sales and bookcases how much sales. You can easily understand that what is the difference of the sales here. but percentage of difference something you can compare it. It's like
Uh, I
we
mean,
easily understand
do
that Chase is performing well. More than that, we don't analyze that because it is not it don't get the proper output for that, right?
yeah. I mean, in worst case scenario, some client asks
Yeah,
like that.
if you
And so,
want to do that,
um,
yes, we can do that. If you want to
uh,
do that, you do
I
that.
mean,
That's a
we can
table
use
down.
a formula also, na, to compare books with shares.
Yeah, for
Like
the
in not
comparison,
only,
we can use the formula also.
I mean, not only table calculation. Yeah.
Yeah, just I am trying to understand. I am trying to show you that how the table across will be work and table down. It's like first thing is understanding that what is mean by table across and table down. Okay, don't go for compare these things. Okay, you get disturbed or you get confused it. Okay, just I want to know that what is the table across and table down. Okay, don't think, don't compare, don't go for comparing.
Yeah.
Those are all things. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
try to understand that what is a table across. If you do the calculation, it's a table across in a single row. The same row itself, you do the calculation table across. If you do the calculation top to bottom in single column, that's we can call it as a table down. Okay, table across. If you do like this, if you do like this, it's a table down. Okay, so let's go for differentiate these two values. Difference between current year to previous year. So then we can go for directly simple if we go with the measure and add table calculation. Add table calculation. Here we have the four options: table across, table down, table across then down, table down then across. Four options we have it. Okay, just give me a minute. Sorry.
No, voice not audible. Hello.
Hello, Srinivas, cannot hear you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear me now?
Yes, Anna.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I go for calculate, so here I am editing this, edit table calculation. Difference from, I'm calculating difference from the previous value. Okay, difference from the previous value. So how I am taking the previous value is relative to, here we have the four options: previous, next, first, last. Okay, four options we have it. The difference you want to calculate using my previous value in the table across. Okay, table across means for this particular row they can go for 2019 compare with this previous value, 2020 compare with the previous value, 2021 compare with the previous value. Okay, this is called a table across. Difference from, we are calculating the difference to the previous value. So the difference results is this. So let me go for duplicate the sheet. Okay, and clear table calculation, clear table calculation. So 40,000 minus 25,000, 40,524 minus this one, whatever the value we can get it, that is 15,510. Okay, so 41,000, 524. How much we can get it? Around 1200, right? So that's a value we are getting here, 1372. Okay, the difference we are calculating. So 21 minus 20, we are getting that. So why we are not getting 2018? Why we are not getting 2018?
Because there's no previous year for 2018.
Yeah, there is
Yes.
no previous. That's why we are getting 2018 as a double click on this. Okay, if you double click on here, we can get that what is the formula they are writing for calculating the difference. Okay, take the notepad, take the notepad, and put here that condition. Hidden of sum of sales minus lookup Hidden of sum of sales comma minus 1. Okay, so what the lookup function will doing, what the lookup function is doing here. So when you say that lookup of sum of sales minus 1, lookup of sum of sales minus 1, it will go for, suppose we are in 2019, we are in 2019, the lookup function will go for lookup into the minus 1 position in the table across, minus 1 position. This is the current position, it will go for previous position, and minus 1 means previous one, my previous one position. Okay, so we can get it this value and subtract it from the sum of sales. So when I go for 2020, same thing is happening. Suppose here you can see that Teddanum sum of sales for 2019 is how much? We are getting 40, 524 minus the position lookup. What we are doing with the lookup is we are lookup into the previous record. Okay, previous record. How many positions you are going back? Only one position. Okay,
One position.
previous. That's we can get it 25014. 25014. The lookup result would be this. Okay, suppose sir, if I give minus 2, what will be happens? Can anyone tell me? For 2019, what would be the result if I do the minus 2?
You will get same value to for 2019.
We'll get
Subtract to 2 years.
empty columns. We'll get empty columns. 2018 and 2019.
No, you will get 40,000 only.
40,524.
No, empty result
40,524 you
you
will
can,
get.
empty result by empty result you can get it. By saying that go for two positions. 2019, I want to go back to the lookup in two positions. One position 2018, second position minus 2. If you go for, there is no 2017 data for me. So automatically you can get the null value here. That if you do any operation with null, it will bring the null value only. Okay, let's try this.
Oh,
You can check it. Okay, you can check it. Just go for here. Whereas you double click on it, you can edit this condition. Put is 2 minus 2. Enter. See that we can get nulls or not.
okay.
Okay, because it will go for previous two position. For 2019 it will go for 2017. For 2020 how it will be happens, 2020 value minus 2018 minus 2, right? It will go for subtract into 2018. So that's the result we are getting, 41,896 minus 25,014. The result
16,000.
1000 would be the result. Okay, so this is the way we can do the table across. The position by default it's -1. If you want to be change it, yes, we can do that. By default we always compare with the previous year. Okay, we always compare with the previous. So 2020 -1 means 2019, 2021 minus. Okay, that's the use of the lookup function. Lookup into the particular sum of sales, -1 or -2 or -3, how many positions you want to go for it. Yes, you can go for it. So someone asks you that here I am getting null values. Can I get the zeros here? Can I get the zeros here?
Yeah, zero Zn function.
Okay, it's already Zn function is applied. So how we can get that? How you can apply Zn function here?
I mean Zn of again the whole thing comma 0. Again Zn.
Again Zn function for entire formula. Okay, put it entire formula, because they can specify Zn of sum of sales minus lookup Zn of sum of sales. So what happening here is this Zn, if any value is 0 here, any value is null here, it will convert the 0. And the lookup as well, any value is null, it will convert, any value is null, it will convert the 0. Okay, so sum of sales. On top of lookup also you need to mention the Zn. On top of lookup also you need to mention the Zn, then you can convert into the zeros. Okay, let's see that. Double click on it. Okay, Zn of sum of sales. And for the lookup also you can put it Zn of, on top of lookup also you can put it Zn of. Total for entire formula you can put the Zn. Okay, for entire formula you can put a Zn of, then we can get the zeros over there. Why we are getting the previously 25,000? When you go for subtracting two values, if you put the uh, for the entire lookup you can put the Zn, it will give the 0 value. The result would be 0. So if you subtract this value minus 0 means what would be the output? The same value. The same value we can get. That's why we are getting 25 something here. Okay, not required to put for the lookup function. Put the Zn function for entire formula, then we can get it zeros over. We can get zeros over. Okay, so table across is clear. How we can calculate the table
Yes,
across?
yes.
Yeah, same thing if you do it in table down. So let me take it out subcategory here. I can take my month. I will have the data like this. So now you can compare 2018 2019 January data, 2019 2018 January data, 2020 2021 January data. You can compare same month in the each year, you can compare it. At the same time, same year, month to month also you can compare it. Month to month also you can compare it. December month sales to November month sales, or February month sales to January month sales, right? We can compare like that as well, right? So based on the requirement, as you want to go for take a table across or table down, based on the requirement, we can decide that. If you want to compare same month in the same different years, or in the same year different months you want to be compared. Based on the requirement, you can go for use a table across or table down. Got my point? Suppose, so here we are comparing. What we are comparing here? Tell me that. We are comparing the January data 2018 to 2019, 2019, 2020, 2022,
Yes.
2021, right? Same scenario. You can go for duplicate the sheet. My requirement is I want to compare 2018 February sales to January sales. Then I can simply change this condition, edit table calculation, table down I select it. Table down I can select it. Okay, because I want to compare February to January, March to February, April to March, May to April, June to May, July to June. Okay, simply I can go for change that formula, table down. Okay, all right. Is it correct or not? We can compare, right? Current month sales to previous month sales.
Yes, yes, yes.
Any questions? What is the table down and table across? Is it clear? What is mean by table down and table across? Do you have any
Yes,
question?
Yeah,
sir.
clear, clear, clear.
Yeah. So if we do the calculation in the same row itself, that is the table across. If we do the calculation and same column itself, it's a table
Table down.
down. So whereas if we go with this is the column, until end of this column the calculation is completed. Again freshly calculated for this year. Again freshly calculated for 2020. Again fresh calculation will be for the 2021. This is behavior of table down. So client want to know that why we are getting 0 here. 2019, what is the previous month for 2019 January?
December of 2018.
December of 2018 is the previous month, right? Why you get
Yes.
the 0 here? You can compare this value to my December, right?
Yeah, but it can,
Why
but it
you are
is in different
why you are
year.
cut, why you are cutting the chain here? Even it's a different year. Anyhow, it is a previous month for the January, right? Even
Okay.
it's a different year. If you can go for compare with your previous month, right? Why you are cutting chain
Yes.
until here? Why don't you join here
Mm.
to the 2019? I can compare my previous month to the January 2019. Yes, we can do that. How we can get enable that is you can go for here, uh, edit table calculations, table down across, table down then across. Generally we are continuing the table down. Then if you want to make it as enable that table down then across, table down then across, table down then across. What it mean by table down then across? Automatically each and every year January can be compared with the December of the previous year. Okay, here also December of the previous year, December of the previous year. Chain, it would be like a chain. Okay, so how it would calculating is, let me take snipper, snipping tool. So suppose table down means it will starting from the first row and ending here. We are until that we are ending here. Okay, again freshly we are calculating in the table down. Table down, the calculation would be starting from first row and ending here. Okay, we are ending here. But when you are coming to the table across then down, when you are coming to the table across and down, until that we can calculate it here and go back to the top here. Again from here, this value can be referred as the previous value of the last year December. It will consider as the previous year last year December. Again it will be continue and again will be continue like this. This is table down then across. First it will go for table down, then going to the end of the table, right? Each and every column, end of this table. That's we can say that table down then across. Table down then across. Okay, is this point is clear?
Yes.
table down then across. Okay, same way we have table across then down as well. Same way we have a table across then down as well. How we can calculate table across then down? First we can go for here 2018. Okay, so this one to this one we can compare it, and 2020 2019, 2021 2020 we can compare it. Next it will go for compare with February 2018. If we want to go for compare this one February 2018, this will be compare with 2021 in the previous row, last record in the previous row, the difference we can calculate. Okay, so just we can change this. If we have data like this, then we can go with table across. Now what we following, table down then across. If we change the rows to columns, columns to rows. So if you have report like this, what we have to do, we need to change that order, table across then down, table across then down, table across then down. Automatically here if you check that Tableau will change that process. So it's not changing, just go for table across then down. We put that table across then down. Okay, that means so we can go for entire end of this particular row, then December will compare with the 2019. It will go like this. This is nothing but a table across then. Okay, so the simple understanding, there is no much complex. How the table calculation will be calculated by the Tableau, how the calculations can be handled by the Tableau at particular table level. Okay, so either it's taking that table down, table across, or table across then down, or table across, table down then across, which is a method it's following, we need to be understand. So even if you are not applying that, just go for edit that, edit the table calculation. You can see that, you can identify, okay, it's a table across then down. What is mean by table across then down? So try to understand that. Okay, difference of these two we are getting until end of the December. When you come to this value, we are getting 51,372. How we are getting this 51,372? Okay, just try to go for duplicate the sheet, okay, in the sheet remove the table calculation, go for remove the table calculation. Just take it out this table calculation and take the sales, just take the sales. Okay, so what we are doing, 18,174 minus 69,546. What is the value difference? This one minus this one. Okay, this one minus this one. What is the value difference? That's we are getting here 51 minus 51,372. Okay, that's the way until end of this row it will be calculated again. Okay, the simple method. If we do that calculation, if you do the calculation until end of this row, the calculation will go for end of this row. Then we can get, we say that table across, the calculation is table across, and still it is continue, then table across then down, table across, and it will come like this. From here again it will go until end of the table. Okay, it will go for until end of this table. This is table across then down, table across then down. Okay, table across then down, table down then across means simple, table down then across means it will come into the in single column and continuing into the all the columns until end of the table, that table across then down, table down then across, sorry. So how you can easily understand this concept is, you can simply take the some data, simple data. Okay, simple data. By tomorrow you need to get clear that what is the table across and what is the table down. Then we can go for all the functions which you have in the table calculations. Take the quantity or manual value. If you want to take it, take the manual values as well. So manual data set, you can take it as sample data. and try to understand that. So here you can observe that. So the difference you want to calculate it. So this is if you do the table across. So the difference between 2019 minus this one, 2020 minus this one, 2021 minus this one. If you do that calculation, we can say the table across. Okay, table across. Each and every row. When you say the table across, each and every row has a fresh calculation. It will be happens, and we can get the difference of that. Okay, table across then down means until the calculation cannot be end here. It will go for continue from appliances 314 minus 2021 accessories value. It will take it 1079. What's the value you can get it? You can get it here. Again, this one minus this one, this one minus this one, this one minus this one. It will continue until end of the particular table. That is table across then down. Okay. Try to understand this four things. Four things. What is meant by table across, table down, table across then down, table down then across. Okay. Any questions? Is it clear? What is the table across? How the table is calculating? What is the table down on table across then down on table down then across? Any
Yeah,
questions related
clear,
to?
clear.
Yeah. So on top of based on this, all the calculations will be work. All the calculation will be work. Okay. By default, you can see that I want to calculate running total. Suppose. Okay. Take it out this here. So simple. We are taking sum of sales. So if I apply the running total here, which process it will follows? Table across, table down across, table
Table down,
across and
table
down,
down, table down.
table down. Okay, we can go for apply that quick table calculation running total. So it's summing at the table down. So how you know that? Just go for edit this, edit table calculation. By default, it will show table down. Computing using table down. Okay, the calculation we are doing is table down. Okay, simply we can say that. Okay, yeah, tomorrow we can go for see that what are the different types of examples we have it. It's like different types of table calculations. Yeah, not tomorrow, Sunday morning I will take it. Tomorrow I have some work. Okay, we can connect on
Uh,
Sunday morning.
Srinivas, just one question. Actually, one client
Yeah,
asked one question. So, can we do if you have four measures, three measures as side by side bar chart and one measure as line graph? Can we do that in Tableau? In Excel, I am able to do that, but
no,
three
I'm also not sure.
measures,
Let's see that what you have it, sales, profit,
sales,
and
profit, and revenue. Okay, suppose.
okay, we have that quantity.
Yeah, quantity
Suppose
or
I want
anything, some revenue. Yeah. So, can we create three side by side bar charts?
1 second, 1 second. If we have three measures, that's you want to bet it side by side bar.
Okay,
This is
okay,
side by side.
okay, and I also have one more measure, which is
Mm.
we put as line graph.
You
I
want
mean
to put the
another
line.
suppose you have put sales, profit, quantity, and something else. But if you want another, so measure names we need to drag to rows. Huh?
Let's see that. Line is not connecting, but it's line like this. It's a dot we are getting. The line you are saying that, right? Try
Hmm.
to go for. Yeah, this is. something you're getting, but other than this we don't get it. So if
Okay.
you want to draw a line like this across, you cannot do it. So from here
Yeah,
to
yeah,
here I want to switch that do it. So line here,
yeah.
the axis you can see, this is the way we are doing. The axes are here, right? That I can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for synchronize. 1 second.